One main benefit of owning a Tesla is the fact that this vehicle is able to drive itself. Yes, you heard that correctly. You can hop in your car and your Tesla will take you from point A to point B without even having to touch the wheel in most cases. But a lot of newer Tesla owners are a little bit confused about Tesla self-driving, and people have had a lot of questions. One of the major questions I've had is, how do I even use it? How do I turn it on? So today I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on how to enable and how to use your Tesla self-driving. But we can't do that from out here, obviously, so let's hop in the vehicle and go for a quick spin. All right, so before we go for our first drive using Tesla self-driving, there's a couple of things that we need to enable within the menu. So what you're going to do is click on this little vehicle icon, go down to autopilot, and as you can see, traffic aware cruise control is enabled, and we don't want that. We want self-driving. So what you're going to do is just click on full self-driving supervised, read this little disclaimer here and make sure you understand it. And then once you do, just click yes, and then congrats, your full self-driving is now enabled. Feel free to go down through some of the other settings as well and turn on whatever you want to your leisure. One of my favorites is definitely make sure that the expanded full self-driving visualization is up. And also a big one right here, so brake confirm. This one says require brake press and release to start FSD from park. I don't have that enabled just because before the vehicle will even begin to move, I need to press the brake, and that's just an additional step that I don't want. So I make sure that's turned off. But once again, it's up to you, whatever you decide that you want to use. And we're basically ready to go. A lot of people ask like, well, how do I put in destinations or do anything like that? Basically, it's quite simple. You can either use your screen and input your destination here, or you can actually press on this little microphone button here and you can tell the vehicle where you want it to go. But there's actually a third method, which a lot of people are not even aware exists. What you can actually do is you can actually go into your smartphone map. So whether it's Apple Maps or Google Maps, type in the destination of where you want to go, and you can actually go down and share that location with your Tesla, and it will send that location to your vehicle. So when you hop in, you're basically ready to go, and all you have to do is just press the start self-driving and it will take you there. But now that we're basically all set up, we're ready to go for our drive. So now we're in the vehicle, we got our destination input, we're basically all ready to go. Next thing we're gonna do is make sure your seatbelt is buckled, because full self-driving will not even work without your seatbelt. So now that we got our destination input, we're gonna go to Costco because, $1.50 Costco wiener and a soda, you really can't beat that, especially in today's economy. But now we're all set to go, and all you have to do now is just go up here, press this blue start self-driving button, and now we're basically off, and the car will take me there, hopefully without a hitch. Some things to keep in mind when it comes to full self-driving is it's not perfect. It will make mistakes. Don't get me wrong, it's gotten a lot better over the years, but this should not be an excuse for you to be complacent or to be lazy. Something I've noticed about self-driving is just how much it's overall increased my self-awareness, because instead of having to focus on a simple little, number here on the speedometer on the screen, or having to focus on keeping my vehicle between two white lines, I'm actually able to see a lot more around me. And it's actually kind of scary what some people do while they're driving on the road. And they're not in a Tesla, they're not using self-driving, they're just willy-nilly using, driving by themselves. I was actually driving yesterday. I saw about 3 or 4 people on their phones. I saw one woman applying her makeup, and I even saw a person eating a bowl of cereal. And no, it was not William Shatner. If you know, you know. But basically, now we're off. Another thing to keep in mind is you are still responsible for the vehicle. This is not an excuse to where, if heaven forbid, Tesla self-driving does get into an accident, which that's highly unlikely, you're still responsible for it one way or another. And also, I can't believe I need to say this, but please do not drive or use self-driving under the influence of alcohol. There's been quite a huge controversy over a huge celebrity on the news the other day who was under the influence, and a lot of people were saying like, well, he should have just gotten a Tesla. That would have never happened. Well, yes, that may have been true. A lot of people are using that as an excuse, saying like, well, I can drive under the influence of drugs or alcohol as long as I have full self-driving. Oh, but ooh, this is excellent. Excellent example right here of self-driving. So as you can see, the car does see that these two cyclists right here, it's a beautiful day here in Las Vegas, so it's definitely a great opportunity to get outside. But it's like I said, that's great that the car, just how much it's overcome and how much it's improved in the 4+ years I've been using full self-driving. And then, so it's about to make this turn and all that right here. I'm not going to do the full drive to Costco and all that. Let's see, is it going to let this car go? I see, for me, I would have went. I think it would have been okay, but, you know, better to be safe than sorry. Some little tidbits to keep in mind is, say that the vehicle is just stuck. It's not doing anything. It's just absolutely not moving. You're actually able still to apply accelerator, and that will actually cause the car to, you know, accelerate and go forward. Another major question is, well, how do I turn it off? Say that, you know, it's not doing something that you like, or say that you're just feeling frisky and you want to drive yourself. Well, there's a few ways to turn it off. One being is you can actually press on the right scroll wheel here, and that will turn it off. That also does turn full self-driving on as well, but of course I don't really use that method. So that's one method of turning full self-driving off. Another one is, of course, you can actually just turn the wheel just a little bit, and that will disable full self-driving as well. And of course, the third and final method for disabling self-driving is you can actually just press on the brake, and it will disable full self-driving as well. If you really want to Nat's ass it, there's actually another method. You could actually take off your seatbelt, and that will disable full self-driving as well. I wouldn't recommend that, especially while the vehicle's on the road, but if you do for some reason do that, the car will absolutely freak out at you. You'll get the, like, I call it the red screen of death. If I turn it off, as you can see, it doesn't like that. It's giving me the red screen of death. It's like, oh God, take over immediately, take over. So the car will beep at you and it will tell you like, oh, you need to take over, which, you know, absolutely you should. But yeah, that's basically how you can turn it off and do all that. But as you can see, with the exception of the demonstrations that I provided, I've still yet to touch the wheel. I've said this before and I'll say it again. So in terms of full self-driving, especially version 14, I have never disengaged Tesla self-driving because I felt my life was in danger. There's never been a point where I'm like, oh crap, I'm about to die if I don't take over. That has never happened, knock on wood, of course, and let's hope that that never happens. I'm extremely confident in Tesla's self-driving abilities, but like once again, like I said, while it's not perfect, damn, we're getting there. It's really getting there, folks. But this is basically my life. In terms of driving, it's basically altered the way how I think. So for example, say that there's a destination that I want to go to and it's 30 minutes away. If I had to drive myself, sometimes I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to do that. I don't want to drive. Versus with self-driving, all I have to, like, I just sit in the car and it will take me there. So in terms of my overall just fatigue factor, it's a lot less when you're in a vehicle that drives you around. Other things to think about as well is, okay, so a lot of my followers or a lot of people that have seen my videos are like, well, you know, self-driving only works in the city. It's not like, say that I want to take it to a different state. I can't do that. That is not true also. Actually, you can input self-driving to basically wherever you want to go. Like say, for example, I wanted to go from here in Las Vegas to Washington, D.C. I can just tell the car where I want to go, and not only will it route me all the way to my destination in Washington, D.C., but it will also route me along superchargers along the way, and it will even back itself into the supercharging space. So all I basically have to do is just get out and plug the car in, and it's literally as simple as that. I know range anxiety is also something that a lot of people fear as well, but you don't need to worry about that as well when it comes to driving a Tesla or using full self-driving, because the vehicle takes all that into account for you. So it will tell you at your destination exactly how much battery power you're going to arrive with. So for example, we're on our way to Costco. I'm going to arrive at Costco with 68% battery power, which is more than plenty, especially if you're a city commuter. And that also works the same when you're going on long road trips. It will tell you exactly how much power you're going to arrive with at every single stop along your journey across the country. So, in terms of anxiety, range anxiety, overall driving anxiety, fatigue, Tesla and full self driving just absolutely eliminates that. Another great benefit too is just how much more refreshed I feel when I arrive at my destination. Long cross country road trips, that's definitely where you're going to feel it. Because normally I can maybe only drive for maybe 5, 6 hours a day before I'm just exhausted and I'm done for the day. Versus when I'm using Tesla's self driving feature, this thing can drive me for 12, or even I've driven as much, or excuse me, I guess the car has driven as much as 15 hours with no hiccups, without anything, knock on wood, of course. And even at the end of that 15-hour trip, I just feel absolutely refreshed. It's outstanding. But really, that's the basics of Tesla self-driving in a nutshell. And so it was just kind of a quick tutorial. It's nothing too crazy. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it educational. If you have any other questions or anything, drop them below. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. And if you are new to the channel, haven't subscribed yet, feel free to hit the subscribe button somewhere down below. It helps me out a ton. But happy Easter, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. See ya.